Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an electrifying crossover concept that has sparked endless debates among enthusiasts. Can the X-Men's mutant abilities really defeat Godzilla, the ultimate kaiju? In this video, we'll explore a technical, in-depth analysis perfect for experts in the fields of pop culture, film studies, and speculative combat scenarios. We're not just here to discuss fan theories. We'll examine the intricate details of Godzilla's evolution and the X-Men's diverse power set through number and fact-driven insights. Our discussion will peel back layers of cinematic lore, comic book history, and tactical analysis. Whether you're a seasoned scholar of monster movies or a veteran of mutant studies, there's plenty here to captivate your imagination. In today's script, we begin with a historical look at Godzilla, the colossal beast whose origins in Japanese cinema gave rise to a genre defined by raw power and destructive beauty. Then we'll shift focus and discuss the X-Men, those extraordinary mutants whose internal complexity and unique abilities have challenged societal norms and cinematic conventions alike. Later on, we'll provide a comparative analysis between Godzilla's brute force and the highly adaptive mutant powers of the X-Men, supported by data and strategic frameworks. We'll also break down how different battlefield environments, ranging from packed urban jungles to isolated wastelands, could tip the scales in either favor. Through detailed hypothetical battle scenarios, we'll investigate scenarios where tactical ingenuity might just provide the edge needed against an overwhelmingly powerful foe. And as always, we wrap up by examining fan theories and canonical nuances that enrich our understanding of both universes. Let's kick things off with a deep dive into the legend of Godzilla. Born from the post-war Japanese psyche and cinematic innovation, Godzilla first emerged as a metaphor for nuclear devastation. Over time, he has evolved into a multifaceted symbol, both a destructive force and, occasionally, a reluctant savior. With a towering presence, Godzilla's physicality is defined by his immense size, near-impenetrable hide, and unfathomable strength. His atomic breath, a highly concentrated energy beam, is not just a cinematic spectacle. It's backed by years of evolving special effects and scientific analogies in the realm of nuclear physics. Beyond his raw power, Godzilla's regenerative prowess has been substantiated in numerous films, where he recovers from injuries that would incapacitate any ordinary creature. Technical analysis of his abilities often includes discussions of bioelectrical energy discharge and molecular repair mechanisms. The filmography surrounding Godzilla is vast. From the original 1954 classic to modern reboots featuring advanced CGI, each portrayal adds layers of complexity to his persona. Modern iterations even hint at adaptive intelligence and strategic behavior, elements that hint at potential weaknesses when pitted against opponents who exploit tactical diversity. Now let's switch gears and dive into the multifaceted world of the X-Men, a team whose very existence challenges the limits of mutant evolution and narrative depth. Originating in Marvel Comics, the X-Men were conceived as characters who managed to balance extraordinary superpowers with deeply human flaws. At the heart of the team is the concept of mutation, a biological phenomenon that transcends ordinary evolution. Characters like Cyclops, Wolverine, Storm, and Jean Grey are not merely heroes. They represent a broad spectrum of abilities that range from precise energy projection and enhanced sensory perception to elemental control and telepathy. The X-Men's powers are underpinned by complex genetic mutations, often discussed in technical detail by experts in genetics and molecular biology. For instance, the controlled release of optic blasts by Cyclops can be analyzed using concepts from laser physics. Mutants utilize energy manipulation, telepathy, and elemental control in sophisticated ways. For example, Storm's command over meteorological forces can be likened to controlled weather modification experiments, providing not only offensive capabilities, but also strategic battlefield control. Beyond their superpowers, the X-Men embody a narrative steeped in social commentary. Their struggles with prejudice and identity, juxtaposed with their intrinsic connection to their powers, provide an allegorical framework for discussing how society handles those who are different. The X-Men have sparked analysis equivalent to that found in scientific journals, making them a rich subject for expert-level critique. Their dynamics, both internal and as a group, illustrate how leadership, strategy, and teamwork can be as critical as individual raw ability. At the core of our discussion is a detailed comparison between Godzilla's raw, overwhelming might and the refined, specialized abilities of the X-Men. When we break down Godzilla's physicality, his sheer scale offers him advantages that are easily quantifiable. His atomic breath, capable of reducing structures to rubble in seconds, can be compared to energy release in high-yield nuclear reactions. Statistically, his resistance to conventional weaponry has been demonstrated time and again in both cinematic and technical analyses. The X-Men bring an impressive diversity of powers that, while less monolithic, offer flexibility and precision. Wolverine's regenerative healing factor, another point of interest, has been compared to advanced cellular repair mechanisms under extreme stress conditions. However, the analysis is far from straightforward. Godzilla's advantages lie primarily in his brute strength and durability. His massive constitution allows him to shrug off impacts and regenerate with a level of efficiency that strains analogies in organic biology. Yet there is an argument to be made regarding his limited strategic adaptability. Many portrayals depict him acting primarily on instinct and pre-programmed aggression. Conversely, the X-Men's potential to exploit environmental variables and integrate combined arms tactics introduces a variable that broadens the analytical landscape. When considering any matchup of epic proportions, the environment and the tactical employment thereof can shift the balance dramatically. For Godzilla, terrains that echo his origins, such as sprawling urban landscapes, serve to amplify his inherent strengths. The density and scale of cities can provide Godzilla with extensive opportunities to unleash devastating atomic breath attacks. The kaiju's natural advantage is clear. His design and power are optimized for scenes of large-scale destruction. Conversely, the X-Men's strategic arsenal thrives in dynamic and multifaceted environments. Their ability to adapt to different scenarios is reflected in their capacity to manipulate the battlefield itself. Numerical models and statistical analyses of movement dynamics suggest that the mutants would capitalize on terrain features. Moreover, advanced communication systems and real-time data sharing among the X-Men can exponentially increase their strategic adaptability. The team's synergy can be leveraged to set traps, employ hit-and-run tactics, or isolate weak points in their colossal foe. The technological interplay between environment and mutant abilities is a fascinating study area for experts, merging principles of game theory with real-world terrain analysis. Godzilla, while immensely powerful, cannot easily reposition if caught off guard in an urban setting, meticulously engineered by a team of tacticians. Let's now imagine several battle scenarios that bring these theoretical analyses into a concrete narrative. In one scenario, the X-Men deploy hit-and-run tactics designed to exploit Godzilla's slower reaction times and reliance on close-range impact. Alternatively, picture a frontal assault strategy where the X-Men engage in a direct confrontation. In this case, Cyclops leads a long-range barrage with optic blasts calibrated to penetrate thick molecular structures. Data analysts have run simulations based on damage threshold models. In a third scenario involving a prolonged, attrition-based battle, strategic retreats, ambushes, and an ever-changing battlefield come into play. The mutants could identify patterns in Godzilla's movement and set multi-layered traps. Diving into the rich tapestry of fan theories, it's evident that the idea of a Godzilla vs. X-Men battle has inspired countless debates across online platforms. Many enthusiasts appreciate the potential for bridging the gap between two distinct genres. Some fans argue that the X-Men's power variances could be fine-tuned to exploit Godzilla's periodic vulnerabilities. Canon-based debates focus on how narrative liberties in both universes allow for creative intersections. For example, while Godzilla's film canon is steeped in myth and changing interpretations of his character, Marvel's expansive comic universes provide detailed breakdowns of mutant powers and team dynamics. This duality offers a fertile ground for advanced tactical discussions. Concluding our deep dive, the question of whether the X-Men's mutant powers can overcome Godzilla's overwhelming force reveals a complex interplay of raw power versus tactical finesse. We've analyzed historical evolution, scientific nuances, and battlefield dynamics. When data-driven strategies and dynamic teamwork are factored in, the outcome is intriguingly uncertain.